Good evening, all of you. I hope you all are doing well. And today, in this particular session, we are going to study the physical geography atmosphere part 2. Okay, so this is our geography revision series. So, this is in this particular session, we are going to completely study the atmosphere. This is the part 2 of this series. Okay, so let's start the discussion without any ado. So, today's our first question, assertion and reason question. Okay, so here you need to find out the correct answer using the codes given below. In assertion, most of the weather changes are confined to the troposphere. Reason, most of the atmospheric mass is contained in this layer. So what is the answer for this? It's very simple. Read it once again and you will know what is the answer. Be quick, guys. What is the answer? Okay, let's see the answer. Answer is option B. Both assertion and reason are true, but R is not the correct explanation of the A. Okay. See, most of the weather changes are confined to the troposphere. That is the first layer of the atmosphere that is very nearer to the earth. Most of the weather changes like convection, turbulence, formation of the clouds, precipitation, okay, all these can take place in the troposphere itself. Okay, most of them. And you can see some lower layer of the lower part of the stratosphere also you can see some weather changes, but most of them are confined to the troposphere. So that is true. Okay, so in reason they are telling most of the atmospheric mass is contained in this layer. So which layer it is? Troposphere. Obviously it is true because the air is much denser in the troposphere, so it is very near to the earth's surface, right? So air is much denser in this particular troposphere layer. So that's why both the statements are individually holds true. Okay, but R is not the correct explanation of the assertion. Okay, so this the air mass is not only the factor which help in the weather changes. So there are many factors are there: pressure, temperature, wind velocity. Okay, so all these factors are included for the weather changing. Okay, so that's why assertion, reason are individually true, but R does not explain the A. Okay, next. The clouds of the highest altitude are. You need to find out the highest altitude clouds. What is the answer? What is the name of that particular cloud which are highest in altitude? Be quick, guys. Try to answer. Okay, so don't worry. Try to answer. Don't worry about the answer you are giving. Okay, let's see the answer. Answer is option D, cirrostratus clouds. You can see in this picture. Okay, so these kind of clouds you might have already seen in the sky sometimes. Okay, so these are very very much high in nature. Okay, so they are the clouds which are in the highest altitude. Okay, so these clouds named as the cirrostratus clouds. Okay, so these are mainly made up of the ice crystals which are pieces of the frozen water, and they are lying in the very much far away from the earth surface. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. Please remember this picture. So this is called as cirrostratus clouds. So they are very much high in the altitude. Next, the temperature increases in more marked in the northern Pacific Ocean as an influence of the Kuroshio current. In which season? Whether it is in summer, winter, autumn, spring. This Kuroshio is a one form of ocean current. Okay, so please remember that related to the Pacific Ocean. What is the answer? So don't worry about your answers, okay? Please try to participate. Whatever you know about it, just give me the answer, okay? That's how you will learn new things. This is not your real exam and you don't get any negative markings here. Okay, let's see the answer. Answer is option B, winter. Okay, the temperature increases is more, the temperature increase is more marked in the northern hemisphere, northern Pacific Ocean, as an influence of the Kuroshio current, that is specifically in the winter season. Okay, so what is this ocean current, Kuroshio current in Pacific Ocean? These all you will learn in your geographic class. Okay, not only this current, many different ocean currents are there. Warm ocean current, cold ocean current. Okay, so they might confluence in one particular time, so they will make a different current. Okay, all that you will study in the geographic classes. But as of now, the temperature increases in the northern Pacific Ocean because of the influence of Kuroshio current. So that will happen in the winter season. That much you need to remember. Okay, next, which one of the following is not related to production of precipitation? So precipitation is nothing but raining. Okay, so which one of the following is not related to the production of precipitation or creation of precipitation? And please concentrate on the question. They are asking which one is not related to the precipitation. What is the answer? Okay, let's see the answer. Answer is option A, this diabatic process. This adiabatic process, ascent of air, convergence of air, all these factors are related to the production of precipitation or creation of the rain. But this one, option A, diabatic process, it is a different thing. It is not related to the precipitation. Okay, so that's why option A is correct. Since they are asking which one is not related to the precipitation. Okay. Doldrum is characterized by. So what is the answer for this? So doldrum is characterized by. So I will give you a hint. Doldrum is a calm area on the Earth's surface. It is characterized by what? Whether it is uniform high pressure, uniform low pressure, high wind velocity, no humidity. What could be the answer? Okay, let's see the answer. See, option B is correct. Uniform low pressure. Okay, so I'll show you in the picture. So this is this particular line is there, no, below the equator. So this is called as doldrum. Okay, so here we can see that in this particular region, it is also called as a calm equatorial region. Okay, so it is having light ocean currents. Please remember that it is having the light ocean currents and wind within the ITCZ. Okay, so ITCZ means intertropical convergence zone. It is called as intertropical convergence zone. Okay, so all that winds is present in the doldrum. It is a belt of converging winds and rising air encircling the earth near the equator. You can see in the picture. So rising air, okay. So rising air encircling the earth near the equator. Okay, so this is called as the doldrum. Okay, so here warm air rises and loses its moisture and again it come back to the earth surface. So that is the formation of a circle. Okay, so because of that, doldrum formation will happen near the equator region and it is very calm and it is having uniform low pressure. Okay, so in option A, they are telling uniform high pressure. It is not correct. High wind velocity. I told you it is a calm region. It means wind blows in that particular region very calmly, very slowly. Okay, so high wind velocity is not the correct answer. No humidity. It is also not correct answer. Okay, so then you left with option B, uniform low pressure. Okay, so that is present in the doldrum. Okay, so doldrum is characterized by the uniform low pressure. So that much you need to remember. The burans are the, so what are burans? Whether they are cold local winds in Mediterranean region, local hot winds in California, or local cold winds of Siberia, local hot winds of Western Australia. So this is the name, okay? So name of a particular wind, local wind. It belongs to which region, that you need to find out. Just like we have studied the Mistral, Poen, right? So those all are the local winds for different reasons. What is the answer? Okay, let's see the answer. Answer is option C, local cold wind of Siberia. Okay, so please remember Burans, it means it is a local cold wind of Siberia. Okay, next. Which one among the following is the idealized global pattern of surface wind from the equator to pole? So read carefully. Which one among the following is the idealized global pattern of surface wind from the equator to pole? So you need to picturize in your mind from equator to pole. What kind of wind pattern you can see from equator to pole? Okay, so you need to arrange them. So what is the answer? Okay, let's see the answer. Answer is option C. See, doldrum, trade wind, westerlies, easterlies. Okay, see, you can see in this picture. Okay, so this is the ITCZ zone, that is intertropical convergence zone. Okay, so near the, so this is doldrum. After doldrum, what will come next? Trade winds. These are tropical easterlies. Those are called as the trade winds. Okay, so trade winds. Next comes the westerlies, and last one is polar easterlies. So this is the wind pattern you can see from equator to pole. Okay, once again I repeat you, the doldrum comes at the equator, near the equator, right? So that should come first. After that, it comes the tropical easterlies. These are nothing but trade winds, another name of the trade winds. After that, the prevailing westerlies. Okay, so those are westerlies, and last one is polar easterlies. Okay, so that is the uh, pattern of the global pattern of the surface wind on the earth. Okay, so even though you don't know anything, you can easily eliminate two options here. So in the previous question also we studied, right? Previous question only we studied doldrum is there at the equator. Okay, so doldrum should come first since they are asking the global pattern of the surface winds from the equator to pole. I told you doldrum is existed near the equator. So doldrum should come first. It means option B and D are obviously wrong because you already know doldrum should come first. Okay, so by eliminating option B and D, you have left with only two options, either option A or option C. At least here you are getting 50% chances to get this answer correct. Okay, so likewise you need to eliminate some of the options in your real examination. Okay, that will help you. So here option C is correct. Okay, so please remember this pattern: doldrum, trade wind, westerlies and easterlies. Okay, so next, consider the following statements. Here different statements are given. You need to find out the correct answer using the quotes given below. The first statement, a hurricane acquires its spin from the Coriolis effect. The diameter of the hurricane decreases as it moves away from low latitude. The diameter of hurricane is never be below 150 kilometer. So what is the answer? Read these particular statements carefully and find out the correct statements using the quotes given below. Speak big, guys. What is the answer? Let's see the answer. Answer is option D, all the above. Okay. See, a hurricane acquires its spin from the Coriolis effect. Okay, so Coriolis effect is the main factor why hurricane formation will happen. That is, statement number 1 is correct. Statement number 2 is telling the diameter of the hurricane decreases as it moves away from the low latitudes. That is true. And third one is the diameter of the hurricane is never be below 150 kilometer. At least it will be so as big as 150 kilometer. Okay, so then only you can call it as hurricane. So that's why all the three statements are given are correct. So option D is correct. All of these statements are correct. Okay. Next, Consider the following statements. Here they are telling about the cyclones. So you need to find out which are the correct statements using the quotes given below. The first statement is telling all cyclones develop an eye at the center. Second, the pressure inside the eye is nearly 5% lesser than that of the surroundings. So please read this carefully again and find out the correct answer using the quotes given below. What is the answer? Okay, let's see the answer. The answer is option A, 1 only. Okay, so now we gonna understand why it is only 1. See, the cyclone developed an eye at the center. Okay, in the previous class also I told you cyclones are having the eye at the center. So at the eye, okay, so at the eye of the cyclone, so this is the low pressure zone. Okay, after the eye they develop the cyclone walls, or you can say eye walls. Okay, so how does cyclone formation will happen? There will be the low pressure zone. Okay, so wind will blow surrounding of it. Okay, that will create the high pressure wind. Okay, so that is the structure of the cyclone. So in between the cyclone, at the center of the cyclone, there will be an eye. Okay, so apart from eye, there will be eye wall. So that's why statement number 1 is obviously correct. Okay, so next statement number 2 is telling the pressure inside the eye is nearly 5% lesser than that of the surroundings. I already told you the pressure at the eye will be very much low compared to the surrounding. But is it exactly 5% lesser than that? So that is the question here. Because we already know in the eye there will be low pressure compared to the surrounding. Okay, so is it exactly 5% lesser than that? So that is the question. Actually, it is not 5% lesser than that of the surrounding, but it is 10% lesser than that of the surroundings. So that's why option statement number 2 is wrong. Okay, are you getting my point? So we end up with the correct answer as option A, that is 1 only. Okay, so I hope you clear with this. Next, consider the following statements. First statement is telling the approach of a cyclone is characterized by a rise in barometric reading. Second, in the cyclones of the northern hemisphere, the wind circulates in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, you need to find out the correct statement using the codes given below. Again, it's a very simple question. We have already discussed this in previous class also. So be quick, guys. What is the answer? Okay, let's see the answer. Answer is option C. Okay, both these statements are correct. See, first statement is telling the approach of a cyclone is characterized by a rise in barometric reading. Okay, so barometric reading is nothing but it will it will tell the fluctuation in the pressure. Okay, so that is the work of barometric reading. Okay, so that's why statement number 1 is correct. Next, in the cyclones of the northern hemisphere, the wind circulates in anti-clockwise direction. Obviously true, but when it comes to the southern hemisphere, it will rotate at the clockwise direction. We have already studied in the previous class, right? So that's why both the statements given here are correct. Option C is correct. Next, which of the following statements are correct? Again, you need to find out the correct statement out of the given 4 statements using the codes given below. Read carefully these 4 statements and let me know what is the correct statement here. And this is also about the cyclone and anticyclone. Very simple question. If you read this statement carefully, then you will understand what is the correct answer might be. Okay. So I'll give you some 1 minute. So please read it and let me know the correct answer. What is the answer, guys? Okay, let's see the answer. Here answer is option B is right. Okay, so they are just giving the definition of the cyclones and anticyclone. There is no rocket science is there, okay, in this particular question. Okay, let's understand why B is correct. See, in first statement they are telling in a cyclone, the area of low pressure is at the center and it is surrounded by the area of the high pressure. So that is the mere definition of the cyclone. We have already studied that. So statement number 1 is obviously correct. Look at the statement number 3. In an anticyclone, the area of high pressure is surrounded by the areas of low pressure. Okay, so that is true because anticyclone and cyclone are opposite to each other. Okay, whatever you have studied in cyclone, exactly opposite to that is anticyclone. So that's why statement number 1 and statement number 3 are correct. Okay, but not the statement number 2 and 4, because in statement number 2 and 4 they are giving reverse. Okay, so they are telling a reverse statements. That's why it is these two statements are not correct. Okay, option B is correct. Very simple, right? So they just ask the what is the definition of cyclone and anticyclone. Okay, next, which one of the following statements about the atmosphere is correct? Here 4 options are given. You need to find out which one of the following statements about the atmosphere is correct. What is the answer? Let's see the answer. Here answer is option B. Okay, the atmosphere has no definite upper limits but gradually thins until it becomes imperceptible. Okay, so that could be the answer. See, the atmosphere has the no definite upper limits because we have already divided the 5 layers of the atmosphere. That is for our convenience. Okay, that is for our convenience. But in reality, the atmosphere has no definite upper limits, but gradually it thins until it becomes the imperceptible. Okay, so I hope this is clarity. Next, which one of the following statement is correct? Again, they are giving 4 statements. You need to find out which one of the following statements is correct. So this question is all about the cold fronts and hot fronts or warm fronts. What is the answer? Okay, let's see the answer. Answer is option B. Okay, cold fronts normally move faster than the warm fronts and therefore frequently overtake the warm fronts. Okay, so that is the answer. So they are asking the relationship between the speed of the cold fronts and the warm fronts. So whenever you see the cold fronts are normally move faster than the warm fronts. So because of that, the cold fronts overtake the warm fronts. Okay, so that's why option B is correct. Next, which one of the following diagram shows the direction and duration of wind? What is the answer? Which one of the following diagrams shows the direction and duration of the wind? Whether it is cartogram, climogram, airphograph, star diagram. So what is the answer? Very simple. It's a very factual thing. Here answer is option B, that is climogram. Okay, by analyzing the climogram, we can get the relevant information about a climate of a place. How we get the information about a climate of a place? Because it shows the wind direction and frequency of the wind. Frequency is nothing but the duration. Okay, so that's why option B is correct, climogram. Next, for which one of the following is planimeter used? So for which one of the following is planimeter used? whether to know the surface area on a map, or to know the distance on map, to know the direction on a map, or to know the height of places on the map. Okay, let's see the answer. Answer is option A, to know the surface area on the map. Okay, so it is to know the surface area on a map. Okay, next. Mist is a result of which one of the following? Here they are giving 4 different phenomena or processes. So what is the phenomenon that will cause the mist? So mist is a result of which of the following? Whether it is condensation, evaporation, sublimation, or saturation. So very simple and factual stuff. You need to remember the process. Okay, let's see the answer. Here answer is option A, condensation. Okay, so you can see. So this is the mist. Okay, mist is a thin fog resulting from condensation in the air near the Earth's surface. Okay, so in the mist, there will be a little small tiny particles of the water droplet. They will, they will be in this air. So that will form the mist. So that phenomenon is known as the condensation. Okay, so mist is a thin fog resulting from condensation in the air. So that is near the Earth surface. You can see in the picture, this is called as mist. So mist is the result of condensation. Okay, next. Because of which one of the following factors, clouds do not precipitate in the desert? Because of which one of the following factors, clouds do not precipitate in deserts? Usually in desert area, you cannot see the precipitation very openly, right? So what is the reason for that? What could be the reason? Let's see the answer. Answer is option B, low humidity. Okay. So in the desert area, you cannot see the precipitation very openly. So this will happen because of the low humidity. Okay. So humidity is very much required for the precipitation. Okay. So because of the low humidity, you cannot see the precipitation in the desert. The clouds do not precipitate in the desert. Okay. Next, which one of the following zones of the atmosphere is rich in ozone gas? Which one of the following zones of the atmosphere is rich in the ozone gas? They are indirectly asking in which layer ozone is present, or in which layer of the atmosphere the ozone is present. It's a very simple and straightforward question. Okay. Okay, let's see the answer. Answer is option C, stratosphere. Okay. Stratosphere is rich in the ozone gas. Next. If the Earth did not have an atmosphere, temperature extremes between day and night would be, whether it increases or decreases, stay the same, or fluctuate rapidly. So read carefully the question. They are telling, if the Earth did not have an atmosphere, temperature extremes between day and night would, let's see the answer. Answer is very simple. It will increase. Okay. See, if a planet has no atmosphere, all of the sunlight which strike, it reaches the surface directly. And usually 90% or more of that is absorbed and 10% is reflected back. That is albedo effect. Okay. So because of that, the temperature will increases. Okay. So if the Earth does not have atmospheric layer or atmosphere, what will happen? The temperature will increases. Next. Which one of the following is the correct sequence of increasing velocity of wind? Read carefully. They are asking which one of the following is the correct sequence of increasing velocity of wind. Here you need to understand the increasing velocity of wind. Okay. So you need to match them correctly. So what is the answer? Here you need to arrange them from lower velocity to higher velocity because they are asking the increasing sequence. Okay. Let's see the answer. Answer is option A. Light breeze, fresh breeze, gale, and hurricane. Okay. So for that, for your reference, here I have given some table. Okay. So here velocity in meter per second. Okay. Velocity of different winds are given and description here. Different wind names are also given. Okay. So first comes the light breeze. Okay. You can see. So light breeze wind velocity is between 1.6 to 3.3 meter per second. Okay. So that comes first. Okay. After that, the fresh breeze. For the fresh breeze, the velocity is 8 to 10.7 meter per second. Okay. Next comes the fresh gale. Gale is 17.2 to 20.7. Okay, so meter per second velocity. And last one is hurricane. It is greater than or equal to 32.7 meter per second. So that's why the sequence would be first is light breeze, then fresh breeze, then gale after hurricane. Okay, so this is the correct sequence. Okay, next. The following question consisting of the two statements, statement number 1 and statement number 2. Okay, so you need to find out the correct answer using the quotes given below. Statement number 1 says, wind is deflected to the right in northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere from its normal course. Statement number 2 says, earth rotates from west to east. So very simple question, you can definitely answer this. Okay, let's see the answer. Answer is option A. Okay, both the statements are individually true and statement 2 is the correct explanation of the statement number 1. Okay, so we have already studied in our previous class, the wind is deflected to the right in the northern hemisphere and it is to the left in the southern hemisphere from its normal course. Okay, so that is true. Statement number 1 is true. Next, statement number 2 says earth rotates from west to east. That is also true. Okay, so because of this rotation, the wind deflection will changes in the northern and southern hemisphere. So that's why both the statements are individually holds true and statement number 2 is the correct explanation of statement number 1. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Next, most of the communication satellites today are placed in a geostationary orbit in order to stay over the same spot on the earth. A geostationary satellite has to be directly above the. So what is the answer? So read carefully once again the question and you will get the correct answer here. See, most of the communication satellites today are placed in a geostationary orbit, okay, in order to stay over the same spot on the earth. A geostationary satellite has to be directly above the which region, whether it is on the Tropic of Cancer or either North or South Pole or Equator or on the Tropic of Capricorn. Let's see the answer. Answer is option C, it is Equator. Okay, a geostationary satellite is an Earth orbiting satellite. It is placed at an altitude of approximately 36,000 kilometers, so directly over the equator. Okay, and that revolves in the same direction the Earth rotates, west to east. Okay, so you need to remember one thing: a geostationary satellite has to be directly above the equator. Okay, not on the Tropic of Capricorn or Tropic of Cancer or even on the north and south pole. It is on the equator. Okay, next. Wind is often found to blow in a hot summer day due to. Okay, they are giving one situation. Okay, wind is often found to blow in a hot summer day due to. What is the reason for that? Let's see the answer. Answer is option A, conduction of heat between air and soil on the earth. Okay, so wind is often found to blow in a hot summer day. Why it will happen? Because of the conduction of heat between air and soil on the earth. So that is the reason. Okay, next. Here you need to match the following and find out the correct answer using the codes given below. So in list 1, we quickly go through that. It is about local winds. Chinook, Poen, Sirocco, and Mistral. And list 2, area of prevalence. So North African desert, Rocky Mountain, slope of the USA, northern slopes of Alps, southern France. So match them and find out the correct answer. Let's see the answer. Answer is option A, 2314. Okay, in the previous class also we have studied about the Sirocco and Mistral. Okay, Sirocco is from the North African desert. So C should match with 1. If you don't know anything, if you have studied a little bit about some of the components in the particular question, you can easily arrive at the correct answer. Okay, so we already know Sirocco is from the North African desert. At least you should remember Sirocco is from Africa. Okay, then C should match with 1. So then you can check out in the options A, B, C, D. Okay, so in A, C is matching with 1, and in D, C is matching with 1. Okay, so in B and C, C is matching with 3 and 3. Okay, so that's why you can eliminate B and C option here. Okay, you are having now only 2 options, either A or D. Okay, so next C, Chinook. So Chinook is the USA. It is in the Rocky Mountain slopes of the USA. Chinook rocket is also there. It is from USA. Okay, A should match with 2. So next check the options in A and D. Here in A, the first thing is matching with the 2. In D, it is matching with 4. So you can easily eliminate D. So now you will left with only one option, that is A. That will be the correct answer. So anyway, so Chinook wind, it is in the Rocky Mountains of the USA. Poen, it is northern slopes of the Alps mountain. Sirocco, African desert. Mistral, southern France. So that is the correct answer, and 2314 is the correct sequence. Okay, next. Horse latitude lie within the atmospheric pressure belts of. See, these are the 4 different pressure belts of the Earth. Here they are asking horse latitude lie within the atmospheric pressure belts of, whether it is polar high, equatorial low, subtropical high, or subpolar low. Horse latitude belongs to which particular pressure belt? So what is the answer? Okay, let's see the answer. Answer is option C, subtropical high. Okay, so for that you should concentrate on this picture. Okay, and find out where is this subtropical high pressure belt. See, this is the ITCZ, middle one. Okay, or it is called as doldrum. So next is the Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere, and here the trade winds blows. Okay, then after comes the subtropical high pressure belt. So this subtropical high pressure belt is called as the horse latitude. It is between 30 degree on north latitude and 30 degrees south latitude. Okay, are you getting my point? So it is between the 30 degrees of north and south latitude. So these are called as the horse latitude. So where they are located? Subtropical high pressure belt. Okay, you can see in the picture. Next. The following question consisting of the two statements, again statement number 1 and 2, and you need to find out the correct answer using the codes given below. So first statement is telling ozone is a triatomic molecule of oxygen. Statement number 2 says ozone is concentrated mainly in the stratosphere. What is the answer for this? Think about it. What is the answer? Okay, let's see the answer. See, answer is option B. Both the statements are individually holds true, but statement number 2 is not the correct explanation of statement number 1. Ozone is the triatomic molecule of oxygen. What is the chemical formula of ozone? O3, right? What is the symbol of ozone? O3. O3 means three molecules of the oxygen. So that's why it is called as the triatomic molecule. Okay, so that is true. Statement number 2 says ozone is concentrated mainly in the stratosphere. That is about ozone layer. So it is concentrated mainly in which layer of the atmosphere? It is in the stratosphere. Okay, that will protect us from the harmful ultraviolet radiation of the sun. Okay, statement number 1 and 2 both are individually holds true. Okay, but statement number 2 is not the correct explanation of the statement number 1. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Next, which one among the following is a natural source of atmospheric methane emission? So read once again carefully. Which one among the following is a natural source of atmospheric methane emission? So what is the answer? Even though if you don't know about it, you can easily answer if you use some logic and common sense. Let's see the answer. Answer is option D, wetland. You can see in the picture. So these are called as the wetlands. Okay. So I will tell you. So even though if you don't know anything, how can you answer this question? See, they are asking which one among the following is a natural source. Please concentrate on this word. Okay. So they are telling natural source of atmospheric methane emission. Okay, so by this question we understood they're asking which one is the natural source. Okay, natural source for the methane gas. Are you getting my point? Natural source. Okay, so please grasp this such kind of keywords. So now move on to the option here. So first option they are telling automobile exhaust fume. Okay, you might not be sure about whether it is consisting of methane, whether it will emit methane or not. Okay, next comes the industrial chemist, a chimney, and after that mining. If you consider A, B, and C option, so do you think these are natural resource or natural source? No, right? These are man-made source. Okay, you don't know whether they will, emit the methane gas or not. But at least you can understand this much. These are not the natural source. Okay, so these are man-made things. But question they are asking about the natural source. That is the keyword. Now comes to the wetland. Now comes to the wetland. Okay, wetland is natural, right? So you can easily answer. Option is option D. Answer is option D, that is wetland, because that is the natural resource. Okay, are you getting my point? How to arrive at the correct answer? By using the common sense. So anyway, wetlands will emit the lot of the methane gas. So wetland you can see in the pictures. Such kind of areas are called as wetlands. Okay, next. In absorption of insolation, the most significant part is played by. In absorption of insolation, the most significant part is played by which gas? let's see the answer. Answer is option A, carbon dioxide, obviously. Okay. So insolation, for insolation, you can see this picture. Whatever the radiation you will, hear from the sun, so that is called as insolation. So whatever the radiation that will reach the earth's surface from the sun, so that is called as insolation. And some part of this radiation will be reflected back to the atmosphere, that is called as reflection. So this particular effect we know albedo effect. But they are asking in absorption of the insolation, to absorb that solar radiation, what will play the significant role? Which gas will play the significant role? So that is carbon dioxide. Okay, carbon dioxide will play the very significant role in absorption of the insolation. Okay, next. And next, there are three distinct characters of a temperature stratification of atmosphere around the Earth. Which one among the following is the correct arrangement of the layers from the Earth's surface upwards? Okay, so this question is all about you need to arrange the atmospheric layers from the Earth's surface and upwards. Okay, what is the answer? To make you confused, they are giving large statement. Okay, but the core of this question is you need to arrange the atmospheric layers upwards. Let's see the answer. It's a very simple one. Answer is option C, troposphere, stratosphere, and thermosphere. Okay, so troposphere is the first layer of the atmosphere. It is very nearer to the Earth's surface. So next comes the stratosphere, where our ozone layer is present, and last one is the thermosphere. Okay, so that is the correct sequence of the atmospheric layers. Okay, from the Earth's surface. Next, ozone holes are more pronounced at the equator, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, or poles. I think you might have read in the newspaper that ozone holes are there. Okay, formation of ozone holes are, seen. In which region you can see the ozone holes? Most of the number. What is the answer? So very simple, guys. Okay, let's see the answer. Answer is option D, poles. To be specific, it is on the top of Antarctica. Okay, so there are ozone depleting substances in our atmosphere. Just like I told you, the bromine, chlorine. Okay, so these are called as the ozone depletion substances. So due to the presence of that substances, the ozone holes will occur. Depletion of ozone will happen. So this you can see most number on the poles. If you talk specifically, it is on top of the Antarctica. Okay. Next, the planetary winds that blow from the subtropical high pressure belts to the equator are known as. So read carefully. The planetary winds that blow from the subtropical high pressure belts to the equator known as westerlies, doldrums, polar winds, trade winds. About this pressure belt and planetary winds, you will study in your geography classes. Okay, this is just a revision. I hope you know that. Okay, let's see the answer. Answer is option D, trade winds. You can see. So these are the different pressure belts. I will show you. Wait, see. So this one is the, okay, so this one is one pressure belt. Okay, so this one is pressure belt. This one is pressure belt. Okay, equatorial low pressure belt first. After that, subtropical high pressure belt. Next comes subpolar low pressure belt. Okay, these will reflect similarly in the southern part of the earth. Okay, so for our convenience, we studied only one part, northern hemisphere. Okay, so equator low pressure belt, after that subtropical high pressure belt, and next come the subpolar low pressure belt. But the question here asking the planetary wind that blow from the subtropical high pressure belts to the equator. Okay, so point out in this chart or in this diagram the winds that are blowing from subtropical high to the equator. It means these winds. Okay, are you getting where my marker is there? Okay, so these winds. So what are these winds are called as trade winds. Okay, if the question they ask the winds which are blowing from subtropical high pressure belt to the subpolar low pressure belt, then what will be the answer for that? So what will be the answer? Give me the answer in the comment section. The wind that are blowing from subtropical high pressure belt to the subpolar low pressure belt. In that case, what will be the answer? Array, diagram is there in front of you. You can just see and answer me. See, that would be westerlies. Okay, so then the answer will be westerlies. But answer for this question is trade winds. Okay. So next, see the question. Which of the following gases in the atmosphere responsible for acid rains? See, which of the following gases in the atmosphere is or responsible for the acid rains? You need to find out the correct answer using the codes given below. Sulfur dioxide, oxides of nitrogen, and methane. What is the answer? Let's see the answer. Answer is option A, 1 and 2. Okay. See, this is the whole situation, how the acid rain formation will happen. Okay, please look at the picture. Okay, see here evaporation happens, water is there, because of the temperature evaporation happens and it will go up. Okay, and because of the presence of the nitrogen oxide or nitric oxides and sulfur dioxides. Okay, so these are coming from different factories, chimneys, or any chemical factories, so on. Okay, when they meet with the H2O, that is the water, then that will form the acid rain. Okay, so that will finally come to the earth as the acid rain. Whenever the sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides mixed with the water, that will create the acid rain. Okay, so this is the whole scenario, how the acid rain will happen. Okay, so that's why answer here is option A, that is 1 and 2. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. So next, the humidity of air measured in percentage is called. The humidity of air measured in percentage is called. What is the answer? It is the last question of the day. Please answer this. What is the answer? What is the answer? At least tell me what is humidity. Okay, let's see the answer. Answer is option C, relative humidity. Okay. So first you need to understand what is humidity is all about. See, humidity is nothing but water holding capacity of the air. Okay. So please listen carefully. Okay, you need to understand this concept very well. So what is humidity? It is nothing but water holding capacity of the air. Okay, so but here they are asking when it is measured in percentage. Okay, when it is measured in percentage, then it is called as. Okay, so just simply humidity means the water holding capacity of the air. But when it is measured in the percentage, something you have to compare with. Okay, so that's why we are measuring in percentage, right? So in that case, this will be the relative humidity. Okay, it is not just humidity, but it is relative humidity. Okay. Am I audible to you guys? Am I audible? Okay. Ma'am, please make me host. Okay, so we are here. Okay. So we have studied that what is humidity. Okay, but when it is measured in percentage, then obviously you are comparing that with something. Okay, are you getting my point? When you measure that with percentage, you are comparing that with the something. So what will be that phenomenon or process or definition is called? So that is called as relative humidity. Relative means whenever you are comparing with to something. Okay, whenever you are comparing one thing with something, so that is called as relative. Okay, so whenever you measure the any of the things or measure any of the things in percentage, then you are comparing that thing with something else. So that is called as relative humidity. So anyhow, relative humidity formula is here. So actual vapor density, that is known as the absolute humidity. Okay, actual vapor density divided by saturation vapor density in 200. So that will give you the relative humidity. Okay, so I hope this is very much clear to you. So what is humidity? It is nothing but the water holding capacity of the air. When you measure the humidity in the percentage, then obviously you are comparing that with something that will give the relative term. Okay, what will be that relative term? Relative humidity. Okay, so that is the answer. I hope this is very much clear to you. And please remember this formula. Relative humidity means actual vapor density in the air divided by saturation vapor density into 100. Okay. Next. So next in this topic, we learned about the physical geography atmosphere part 2. If you have any doubts regarding these questions, what we have discussed till now, please let me know in the comment section. Any doubts regarding any questions? Since it's a revision class, I cannot tell each and every topic thoroughly. Okay, I hope you are understanding that. I'm trying as much as possible, okay, to give you brief idea about what is the question is all about. Since it's a revision class, I can just tell you briefly. But when we are doing the actual geography class, then you will understand each and everything thoroughly. Okay. And apart from that, if you have any doubts regarding the question, please let me know in the comment section. Okay, guys, I assume there are no any doubts and questions. Okay, thank you so much, and we see you in the next class.